G'day and welcome to episode 11 of Two Left Thumbs, console gaming podcast brought to you by myself and my good man Dawn of the Dan. How you doing, mate? What's going on?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's good to see we're back to normal.
We're
We
almost.
fluffed the intro up again. Last cast was a bit weird. It threw me off with the whole thing.
I know, me too. But
Yeah,
I did have a little stumble there, and thank you for pointing that out. I thought I recovered well.
no, you did. You recovered very well, but
thanks for pointing out my shortcomings. I do appreciate it.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
That's it.
Well, once again, we're running a week late, thanks to life, universe, and everything out there conspiring against us, but we're back.
Now,
so
I've a little thing happened over the last week. That shocked many of us to no end. But you spent money.
yeah, I did.
You want to tell us what the hell that's about, man, or what?
Well, I had a fever. I think I'd eaten something bad. Probably about 6 days past its use-by date. But you can't throw good food out. And I was like looking at the new season of Fortnite, and I was like, well, let's just go see what all this battle pass shit's about. I'm sort of been sitting on the fence about the game forever and a day, and hang shit on Static because he plays it, and it's like, this fucking game. You just jump in, run around, shoot people. What's it all about? So I thought, well, I've got to know thine enemy, so I threw a bit of money at a battle pass, and currently doing the tier grind. So I see with that little bit of extra incentive, like the grind and everything else like that, where the battle pass actually has its value. So yeah, it's still all skins and customizable stuff. It's not anything that affects in game, but yeah, I can see where it is. Yeah, where people are coming from now.
You've actually jumped in on a good season too. I mean, like the skins and whatnot themselves aren't that great. There are some cool ones out there. Don't get me wrong, but they're not that great in comparison. But the thing that you've Ragnarok's pretty cool. But the thing you've come into on this one, which is new and right up your alley, is the fact that there's actually an XP grind now, rather than just trying to grind through your tiers. There's an XP grind that actually unlocks, I guess, different clothing items for characters, which is kind of new. So I know I've seen people that have the Drifter, I think it is, the guy that gets pulled into the dimension, this dimension.
Yep.
Into the Fortnite world. Yeah, he there's different levels of him essentially. So the further up you level with this XP system, the more and more advanced he gets. And I've seen dudes already that have got him maxed out.
Yeah, some people are crazy.
So
what I gather, you basically your characters can get like Super Saiyan mode.
Yeah.
They upgrade their clothing, masks, and get little special effects and stuff like that hanging around them.
Yep.
So yeah, as I said, a lot of what you said about the XP and the tier thing went straight over my head because I didn't know the old system.
That's right. That's exactly right.
What I found is that a session, even me, a player with like 1 kill is a massive achievement. That I can probably churn 2 to 3 levels a night without too many dramas. So there's going to be some gameplay in there. And obviously, as I get less worse at the game, I might be able to increase that rate of grind.
Yeah, less worse. That's my aim generally every time I play it too, is to get less worse.
Yeah. I better is a very optimistic word. Yeah. All right. So enough of my shitty Fortnite skills.
No, but we also got you a win.
Yeah, I got my first victory royale.
I didn't even realize that.
Next gen.
I didn't even realize that myself, man.
Yeah. That would have come in handy a long time ago. I think back when I was freebie, I needed like a win to get to past level 2 or whatever it was. Back in season 3 or 4. But yeah, so that was my first victory royale, thanks to Next Gen Gaming for the carry there. I'm pretty sure I was floating around up on a set of stairs up a long way away. but I got to spectate the win. So
All I
a
got to
win's
do
a
at that
win.
point was just put down. I know how he works now. I've played a
Mm.
fair bit with him, and I knew at that point all I could do was just put down cover fire for him, and it was
Yeah.
just pretty much knock down building while he went and killed things. So
Yeah.
I've sat in that backpack many a time. So there's plenty of room in there.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal
That was,
player, and yeah, he
it was
pulled out
comfy.
the clutch 2 times for us in that
Yeah.
match. So it was good.
I know. I'm lucky if I can do a 1v1
Yeah,
in that game, and yeah, the dude goes and takes on 3 people and comes out the other side with barely a scratch. You know,
the struggle's real.
especially the time to kill on the game. It's yeah, I'm not a big FPS player, so
Yeah,
to move from somewhere like Destiny with a very slow time to kill over to the game like that, same as Titanfall, it takes a lot of adjustment to
yeah,
hey,
that's
I'm
right.
going to die in half a second sort of mind frame.
Yep.
So yeah, you've already got to be going back into cover before you even heading out, sort of thing.
Yep.
You've got to be your mind's got to be ahead of where you are. And,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, mine's not. No, so as I said, yeah, I'll definitely be trying a bit more Fortnite out there and grinding my way through that bloody battle pass.
That's it.
Yeah, all the good stuff seems to be right at the end.
Yep.
All right.
So what else have you been playing, dude?
Well, once I recovered from that, I've been playing The Last of Us. I've been continuing my journey through that. Actually had a really good stream last week, I think it was, with that. Must have
Yep.
20 odd viewers, which is unheard
Oh,
of.
wow, man.
Usually I have 2 if I'm lucky. And yeah, one of them's Boombot, so yeah. So I had, it was a good stream, and yeah, we continued through with the storyline on Last of Us, which throws a lot of what the hell moments at everybody. And I think I'm pretty much up into the last quarter of the game, so I'll push through on that in the next fortnight. A little bit of Destiny, mainly Iron Banner. Didn't really do much else inside the game. I think I jumped on one night with you where we did a bit of PvE grind, but yeah, stuff doesn't engage me. I like the PvP in the raids mainly now.
Yep.
And I resurrected Warframe.
After seeing you get back into it, I downloaded it again.
Yeah.
So that we could get into it, and I had a quick little run through it. I've forgotten everything. I've literally forgotten how it works. It is so involved and so in depth. I've forgotten just about everything, man.
But like you think, oh yeah, for a free game. And remember, this game is free. Yeah, I jumped back into it, and yeah, they're just the amount of mechanics, the amount of content, everything. It's just like a fucking bottomless well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I jumped back into my rhino skin and been doing the things, getting used to it again. And they're going to push through and try and unlock a couple more planets. And yeah, I remember now the things that I was working towards and the weapons I was looking at getting and everything else like that. So yeah, for a good brainless grind, just jump in and you don't have to think much. It's just sort of run through, shoot, collect, etc., etc. That's what I love the game for. It's like Diablo set in space for me.
Yep. The other good thing I found about it is I forgot about the weapon crafting system. Yeah, it takes forever to craft a weapon. Well, not forever, but there's a good good block of either 24 hours or 48 hours. So you can come in, you log in once or twice a week, craft. You go, all right, I'm going to craft this weapon. I'm going to run a couple of missions and job done.
Yeah, or before you go to bed one night, you throw it in the maker machine.
Yep.
In Mr. Maker, and yeah, next time you log in, the gun's ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. So you go and level, run a couple of missions with it, try and level it up, and see if you like it.
Yep.
And I think from memory, I haven't done it. Like I said, man, it's been a little while. But from memory, the more you level them up, the more mods you can put onto them. Is that right?
Yeah. They max out at level 30.
Yeah.
But as the gun levels up, the amount of mod slots it has opens up.
That's
or the
right,
amount of available energy. Like the mod cards each have a value, and you can upgrade your mod cards.
Yep.
It's turtles all the way down inside Warframe.
Yep.
But yeah, you can get stronger cards or add more cards to your gun.
Yep.
Or armor or a companion, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, considering it was a game that I think it was coming out first in 2013, I think it was first released, and it was free back then too, and it was pretty empty kind of game.
Yeah, it's been free to play the whole time, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I know they've
Yeah,
had
and
like microtransactions all the way through, like so that you can speed
Yeah.
up these grafting
And
process and all that sort of thing.
you can pay to win.
Yeah,
It's like one of these games where you can pay to win if you want to throw enough money at the game. When
Yeah.
I think
you can have all the things.
It's like $10,000. But you can buy a Prime Warframe. You can buy, you can buy everything in the game if you want to.
Yeah,
But then it kind of defeats the purpose of the game because the game is about grinding for all that stuff. So
yeah,
but you can also purchase materials. So if you want to build a certain gun, and by the end of the session your grind hasn't dropped that part for you,
yeah,
well, if you really wanted to, you can duck up, go to the marketplace, go pick up the neurodes or the whatever you're looking for, and spend $2 or $3 and get get the bits you need, and go throw your gun at Mr. Maker again. So for a game that seems so pay to win, they've implemented so well that nobody actually complains about it.
that's right. And
We've
it's not real PvP heavy either.
No, the PvP is pretty terrible.
I remember way back we played it for a night, and we had a bit of fun in it. But yeah, it's not something you'd really put your time into. I don't know if it's changed now. It's something I have to have a look at again. But I can't imagine they've done, like, being that there is so much sort of, I guess, pay to win or pay to advance or whatever sort of stuff in it. I don't think they're going to try and focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, for anyone out there that's listening, all three of you, go and pick it up. Give it a look. It's very frantic. To me, it's a very ugly game, but it's put together so well.
And especially the earlier parts of the game, as the game has aged, so the new areas, say like the plains of Eidolon, for example, the last sort of open world area they unlocked.
Yep.
It's completely looks and feels completely different. It's a lot
It does.
nicer, a lot
It
prettier.
does.
The really early parts of it, I agree with you. It's kind of noisy on the eyes. So, but as they've gone, they've definitely improved. They've kept the theme of their art style, but they've improved a lot of the other stuff around it.
Yep.
And I said the game is massive. You can lose months and months and months in a game that costs you nothing.
Yeah.
So as I said, I'm probably going to be playing it once or twice a week for a while now. So if you're out there, PS4, throw some Warframe on and get in contact with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I think that's about it. I've had a few gaps in my streaming and gaming time because work.
There's work out here, man. I had a good chunk of time. Would have been a good 5 nights off for anyone that's known me through my stream at all. That is like 3 months that I had off. That's for me is a long time.
And people were looting in the streets, man.
Yeah, it felt like a long time, but it was a good time too. I just, with work and everything, the stresses and all that sort of stuff, I had to have the time off. It was it was just everything was just catching up on me, sort of burning the candle at both ends, and I was just pretty basically just fucking up everything. So I just had to have the time off, catch up with the family for starters. The kids kind of looked at me when I come back, and they're like, "Who's this guy, Mum?"
Yeah, I get that sometimes when you go to bed during the week, and it's like, "What are you doing here now?"
Yeah, that's right.
Like, taking a night off. I'm just gonna go. I want to read.
Yeah. So no, it was good to catch up, good to reconnect, and just get away for a little bit, unplug. It was good.
Part of my weekly philosophy, to be honest, but
yeah. I probably
So-
should have more, but I've tried to do it in the past. I've tried to go, you know what, I'll take the weekends off or whatever, and I end up streaming anyway. So
Yeah.
if I don't stream at my normal time, I'll stream I'll just stream earlier. So it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's like I'm here. I might as well be doing something.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sitting in front of my computer anyway. Why not just play some games? So
I've kind of been like that with my with training.
Yep.
And that, like, it's like, I've got to have a recovery day or something like that. Because I wake up so ridiculously early. I mean, I'm awake got nothing else to do, so you pack your shit up and go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I get you, man.
Yeah. So
It's like, well, I'm not doing anything else, and I don't have to be at work for 2.5 hours, so I might as well just go there and hurt myself again.
yeah, that's it. Then be sorry
All right.
about it. Sorry about it all day at work. So
Yeah,
apart from that,
yeah, especially when you see a set of stairs, you're like,
yeah,
really?
yeah. Why did
4
I?
flights of stairs and
Why
my
did I
legs
do
don't.
that? Yeah. Why did I do that? Yeah. So
Yes.
apart from that, man, I've had a hard return to racing games, which has been good fun actually. I got the wheel back out. I got into Dirt 4, which I purchased a little while ago, and funnily enough, now it's out on Game Pass.
Yep.
So I've already paid money for it. I might as well play it. But the good thing is, viewers can pick it up for free.
Yep.
And jump in with it. I've been playing that and getting back into some Forza Horizon 3. Sort of looking forward to Horizon 4, and just picked up Forza Motorsport 7 today. Now that was a funny story behind that one. That was a bit of a result of a dad fail moment, where Mrs. Static was going to look at a certain video game store to pick up some video games for one of the young ones to go with their Christmas presents. And here I am. I just bring the kids into, just hooting and hollering into the shop where she's looking at their Christmas presents. So all of a sudden, we needed a reason to be there. So I was like, okay, let's have a look around. I looked around as hard as I could. Oh, it's sweet, no worries, I can't find it. And I just said to Mrs. Ed, I said, look, I can't find it. And just out loud, I can't find it, so I'm going to go ask and see if they've got it. If they don't have it, we'll go. Sure enough, they had one copy. They had one copy. I thought, you beauty, this is the one game I haven't seen. They just don't have it. And they had one copy. Oh well. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate, but I got a new game out of it. So
I've got 2 girls, so yeah, those sort of areas are dad's world. They don't like going in those shops.
Yeah, no, my kids love
So
it.
my oldest one, she's discovering pop vinyls, so that may change.
Yep. We had a long, lengthy discussion today about a Harley Quinn pop vinyl.
They made My Little Pony pop vinyls.
Oh no.
Yes, because they make a pop vinyl for anything. So yeah,
no.
It's like we can't we go walk past Zing now.
So you have all of them,
for
don't you?
example. No, they cost money.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
I've still only got the Cade one I got for Christmas last year, and after Forsaken, I'll have to do some remodeling. make it sort of still canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you walk past one of those shops and say, oh, can we go in and look at the pop vinyls? And it's like, be worse than me. But, poor wife, because she's not into any of the gaming culture stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, for her it's like, I hate you nerds.
Yeah. Stinking up the house of nerd.
Yeah. You've got to keep it contained. Don't let it run through the house uncontained.
I like it.
No, so yeah, no, I've actually, because of work, I've actually had a bit of extra free time, no stream time. I've been jumping in with a couple of your streams this week, and you've been having a bit of fun. I can see it. So
it's been fun, man. Getting used to the wheel and getting all that sort of shit going. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So
and racing with Mrs. Bean.
Mrs. Bean, yeah, that was hilarious. That was so good. I thought I put cars on their roofs a lot.
She needs wheels on the roof.
I got another, yeah. She needs training wheels. All right.
Good stuff.
So what do we got in the world of freebies on PSN, dude? What's going on there?
Okay, the freebie stuff. It's still the 2 same games we covered. It felt like an eternity ago. We have Heavy Rain.
I still haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, Quantic Dream Whodunit.
Yep.
I'm not going to jump in all those details like I did last time, but as a quick wrap up on the game, it's a top game. It's multiple pathways and endings, along with a surprisingly good mystery story. Ooh, yeah, good word there. And its fair share of twists, as this one in a must playlist for anyone who likes any of the above themes of the game. As I said, I verbally sort of gushed over Quantic Dream games every time one of them's around.
Yeah.
Definitely put them in your hard drive, and when you got a rainy day, throw it on and have a go at it, because they are different, but they're damn good. All right. So you said you haven't had a chance to play it.
I still haven't looked at it. Like I said, you know, having sort of 5 nights off or whatever, but definitely cut into that time. But in saying that, like that was 3 weeks ago that we spoke about it. So
Yeah,
I don't really have an excuse. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't do my homework.
Slacker. Yeah, so I played it previously.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's even though that I could probably play it again and get, you know, do everything different. I've played it previously and I know the storyline and the plot side, so it won't have as bigger impact on me.
Yeah. So we kind of fill our roles well here. Like I'm the slacker that just, you know, brings his homework in late, and you're that nerdy guy that just does his homework like 3 months in advance.
I used to do it. True story here. I used to do my homework in the classroom in the afternoon that it was given to us. So like, maths class, the teacher would write the stuff on the board, say 5 minutes before the end of class. I'd have the homework done before end of class, so I didn't have to do homework at home.
Guess how surprised by that I am.
Yeah, but my theory, my working theory on that was, I don't want to do homework at home, but I have to do homework. So how can we get this to work? So if I do it at school, then that leaves home time free for things like Sega and 40k. So
you're heaps smarter than me. Yeah, I just did all that stuff and didn't do the homework.
I had pretty strict parents. I had to get it done.
Yeah, no, fair call.
Yeah, and as I said, ultimately it drove me towards where I am. So yeah, and then we're also Absolver. It's a multiplayer RPG martial arts game that sees you take part of a protagonist who wishes to become an Absolver, which must be some sort of badass dude. You meet NPCs, you fight them, and the RPG component is basically adding moves to your combat desk, which in turn increases the number of moves you'll do inside a combo. I haven't looked at this yet. I'm gonna it's in the download list, so I'll probably chuck it on the hard drive and give it a look at it over the next fortnight. But like I said last time, what it looks like from the outside, it looks like an early access game. Looks like something we would have been playing on PS2, to be honest, with slightly better background textures. So PS2, early PS3 era kind of games. Yeah, as I said, there's the RPG component, but I don't know if the game's going to grab me. But I'll have a look at it. Don't judge, don't deny it till you try it, sort of thing. So I'll give it a look, but yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So that's my plan for the freebies over the next fortnight. So I'm gonna suss out Absolver.
Well, I'm gonna try and catch up on my homework, and then we'll see how we go with that.
All right. Okay, so over in the PSN sales, they've got a bit of a 40-80% the sort of thing happening.
Yep.
So I went through that list, and I'll give you the short version. So we have the Hitman Game of the Year edition. It's $46. If you're a fan of the series, apparently this was a very strong entry in the series. I played the beta of it. I don't like the stealth mechanics inside the game.
It was more a demo than a beta?
Yeah,
the one where it was just kind of like...
Yeah, you had to go up on a boat and you had to do 3 or 4 missions. And
I didn't mind it.
You had about 16 different ways you could do each mission. It seemed extremely... you play the game how you want to play it.
Yeah.
But there's still a very strong stealth component required. Yeah. And that stuff doesn't grab me. Like the Metal Gear Solid games are similar to me. It's like, just don't play stealth. I'm too shit.
I don't do stealth well either.
Yeah, I'll spend 15 minutes, crawling my way up just to step on the twig at the end and get murdered. So
yeah.
I prefer the more brainless shooter type games. But
I remember in that demo, I pretty much did that exact thing. I got into the dude. Now I'm into his office. I'm like, sweet, no worries, let's line him up, shoot him right in the face. Missed him. Missed him from 3 feet away. There's the alarm bells, everyone runs in, shoots me. I'm like, okay, I'm not good at these games.
I think I had a similar experience. I did dumb things about 10 times before I actually got through the demo. And, wonderful game. But not my jam there. But if you've played a Hitman game before and you've enjoyed it, this was a very good entry, and $46 is pretty good. We have Middle Earth: Shadow of War, the game that microtransactions drove into the ground during the back half end of last year, is now down to $50, and there are no longer transactions within the game.
Right, okay.
EA have come out, and in the last couple of weeks, they've gotten rid of all microtransactions inside the game. By and large, as I said, it was kind of buried under a whole heap of bad publicity. That's when the big loot box thing just blew up.
Yep.
Persona 5, a very popular RPG series, is down to $50. I've actually never played one of these games, so I can't comment on it. I just know that they are extremely, extremely popular. We have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for $28. I think that's the cheapest I've ever seen a COD game.
For good reason, and I think it's too much still.
Yeah, I figured that.
If you cut the 20 off that, it might almost be worth paying for.
Considering it's right next to the next one, which is the Bioshock bundle for $30, where you get 3 awesome games for $30. I nearly broke and bought this one. I still may break and buy that one. Okay, we have Skyrim.
I can see you sweating now, just thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go find $30 on the street or something.
You got a spare kid. You got a spare kid, don't you?
Yeah, I've just started selling organs. Skyrim's down to $24. Fantastic open world RPG game for that, and you'll get a lot of hours for that. I think I spent 60 something hours playing Skyrim. So yeah, good game there for that value. Dirt 4, funnily enough, is down to $20. So pretty, cross console play.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Because I used to like the way back the Colin McRae rally games.
Yeah,
I used to enjoy them. So yeah, as I said, I've sort of torn. Alien Isolation is down to $10. Probably not a bad game for that value.
I think I got that when it was free, when it was a freebie.
Yeah.
Is that like a top-down sort of thing?
No, this one's more of an FPS.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking something different.
Yeah, so it's it's set in the Aliens universe. There's lots of green running around inside ships and everything else like that.
Something totally different. Don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you had Alien versus Marines or something like that. I think it was more along the lines of what you're saying. So yeah, for $10, probably not a bad game to kill a couple of nights with. The Devil May Cry bundle is $24. That's the first 3 entries into the series.
I've not played or seen a Devil May Cry. What would your advice about those games to me be?
If you're interested in the upcoming title, right? Yep. I would definitely jump in for $24. Jump in and try out the first 3 games, and that'll give you a good. Though God of War probably turned that on its head, but would give you a good flavour of where the game's set, what the characters, who they are, what they are, etc., etc.
Right, okay.
I can remember coming out of this, the first one come out back on PS2, and it was right after Resident Evil 3.
Yep.
It was somewhere in that era there. And I can remember the Resident Evil games, the movement got clunky and slow and terrible. And it was also so a lot of the Tomb Raider games, it was the same thing. That's why I never really jumped on the Tomb Raider series really early on when she was just pixelated boobs. Same thing, the movement was terrible. It's like, it's like you're supposed to be this awesome chick that can do anything, but you're not. And then Devil May Cry come out, and this guy's like backflipping, and he's dual hand cannoning, and you can keep enemies, and you can juggle enemies with your if you can get your rate of fire up fast enough.
Yeah, right, okay.
And you can do gun sword combos, so you can land them with your pistol, get them in the air. Once they're in the air and they're vulnerable, then you can do a sword combo, you keep them in the air, and then finish them off with your pistols. And so very highly stylized combat systems.
Yep.
And obviously, in the corner they've got the little rank, your combo rank. So it starts off as D, and the longer you can keep them juggled in the air without them landing, and it grinds its way up to S rank and everything else like that. So
right, okay.
Probably the closest game style you can compare it to is something like Bayonetta. Probably same publishing house, I'm pretty sure. The main character, he's a very cocky young man, would be the way to describe him.
Right, okay.
But he's part demon, part human, which would give him obviously his capabilities, and extremely Japanese human demon world kind of storyline involved in that. So if you've got any kind of interest in the upcoming entry, probably would be not bad bad thing to go back and have a faff around in the original games.
Yeah, right, okay.
Just to see what it's all about. We have the Dishonored Complete Collection. So that's the first 2 games and all their DLCs for $35. Once again, good fun games. $35, you're going to get a lot of playtime out of that. And it was set in this awesome steampunk world. Brilliant setting. Gameplay is not too bad. I wish they had a enemy lock-on system, especially for melee combat. That was probably my biggest gripe throughout the entire series, is that you tend to feel very swooshy because there's no enemy lock sort of mechanic.
Yep.
So you can you can sort of just swing past them and shit like that. So, but apart from that, storylines were great, mechanics were great, the systems within the games were great. I really enjoyed those 2 games that I played. I haven't played the expansion of number 2.
Yep.
Okay, we have Wolfenstein: The New Order for $7.50. For that price, I must say it's almost a must to pick up.
It's definitely worth a look. I haven't played New Order. I played, was it the New Colossus?
Yeah, you played
which is the one after it.
Yep.
Brilliant game, absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to the next one. So
yeah, so
that price,
Wolfenstein,
it's a no-brainer.
Wolfenstein, they kind of redefined how you can make a story-driven FPS game.
Yeah.
I can remember playing, as I said, FPS is traditionally, or we saw Black Ops 3, the storyline's there and we're taking the living piss out of it.
Yeah.
This was the first game, and you're playing this big jughead, dude that's, and you're actually caring about, but you actually care about the characters inside the game. You get emotional. It puts you in some situations where you've got to make decisions, and then those decisions then at the end of the game come back.
Yep.
And so within the first, say, 10-15 minutes of the game, you've got to make a decision, and then at the end of the game, that decision, depending on what you did, comes back to bite you in the bottom. So it was a very different approach to how to build an FPS. And of course, there's all that beautiful frenetic action in between, and old mate's just a machine. You can dual wield machine guns and everything. So, but as I said, for $7.50, I would say it's almost a must add to your library. Have a go at it. It was brilliant. We have Micro Machines World Series. So I know that you just got a little bit excited then.
I did.
Because when I saw that, I went and actually looked it up, and it is exactly like all the old Micro Machine games.
It is. That's mad. So cool. Well, I was talking about this through the week. Like I said, I returned to some racing games, and sort of what spurred it on was Tabletop Racing World Tour. And I was having a big discussion with Chad about that, about the original Micro Machines games. Half of them hadn't heard of it, which made me sad. But the half that had, just we reminisced. And
so I'm actually
good games.
I'm really considering grabbing this for one of those shits and gigs games.
Yep.
The night where you just can't be faff doing anything else. It's like, let's just jump in and do.
What am I going to play tonight? Let's play this.
Yeah, you don't feel like, jumping into a story where you've got to commit a few hours or whatever else like this. It's like, it's just good light-hearted gaming. And I always had a soft spot for those games. And last on my list is Mass Effect Andromeda, which I've actually paid for now, for $7.50.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen.
So this game last year was released very close to another little indie game called Senua's Sacrifice, right? And
it's
Mass Effect
Hellblade,
Hellblade.
Yep.
So obviously everybody had high expectations for a Mass Effect game on next-gen consoles, because the last entry in the series was still last gen when it was released. So everybody had these high expectations, and the Mass Effect games have always had a high level of quality, for want of better words, but they've been very enjoyable, very engaging storylines. So obviously there's a fair bit of hype around this title, and they built it up a fair bit beforehand, and then when they released it, it got absolutely crucified for the cutscenes.
Yep.
So from what I understand is that the gameplay and everything else is still as good as what we expect from a Mass Effect game, But the cutscenes come out, and there was just, the internet just become meme city, because then you had Mass Effect, which, massive BioWare's massive studio, lots of people, cast of thousands working on it, and you had Senua's Sacrifice comes out, and they're a team of 20 people, and they produce this crystal clear, beautiful game versus something that looks like it belonged in last gen.
Yeah.
If not further back. So, and it just, it got absolutely murdered because of that. And as time's going on, we can see that, they pulled a lot of people to go work on Anthem. And obviously there was, a lot of issues around that. And the game just sort of got shipped as it was, instead of maybe holding it back and polishing it a bit.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to play it because I've played the original 3 and I absolutely love the Mass Effect world. But I couldn't bring myself to spend all that, the full price ticket. But for $7.50, I'm going to get in there and enjoy it, and maybe cover my eyes during the cutscenes, if it gets that bad. All right, and that's the excuse me, that's the wrap up for PS.
Nice. So just
for Xbox.
Just on that real quick, it was Ninja Theory, wasn't it? Was the studio behind Hellblade?
Yeah.
Was noted during the E3 that they're now under the Microsoft banner. The studio's been bought by Microsoft, so should be interesting to see what they come up with now with some real backing.
Yeah, because as I said, like, Senua's Sacrifice was flawless. It was for the game style, the graphics, the story. It's like, this game just does not have a weakness. The combat was a little bit different from what we've faced in previous games.
Yep.
But the combat fit the game. As I said, it's not a hack and slash game, and as I said, the cutscenes and the acting by the girl that played Senua, absolutely, it made me feel emotion. So there's not many things that do that. The opening to Last of Us has that, and the ending of Last of Us gets me emotional. But it was one of the few games you're like, this poor bitch, how much more are we gonna get put through? She just gets put through the ringer so much, and because it's not so much of a physical journey, it's a very mental journey within the game.
Yep.
So the premise of the game is that you're basically, she's looking for a lost boyfriend, and you're breaking through all these layers of mental instability within her until you get to a point where she breaks.
Yep.
So you just watch her, she just keeps falling apart slowly throughout the whole entire game.
Yeah, right.
It was almost not painful to play, but it was kind of painful to just sit here and be part of that journey as she declined to the point where she basically just all out lost her shit.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. All right,
we'll jump over to the Xbox side of things. Not real convinced with our freebie games again, but let's go. We've got Death Squared. It's a co-op puzzle game for 1, 2, or 4 players. Apparently best enjoyed with loved ones who don't mind a little arguing for the greater good. is part of their spiel. So we got prove your teamwork skills in Death Squared as you solve puzzles together or die trying. Each player needs to guide a robot to a color-coded goal, but the path is beset with deadly traps and hazards. Teams of players would need close observation and communication to keep each other alive and discover a solution together. I've had a quick look at some of the gameplay. Cute little puzzle game is what I got out of it.
Best played with trolls.
You could absolutely make someone throw their controller in this game. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I can just think of the troll potential already.
Yeah, you make it all the way to the end, and all you got to, and you just go, you know what? I'm not playing anymore, and that's it. Everyone's done. Look, it looks good to kill a knight, I guess. That's probably about it. The other one is you got to catch the name of this: Assault Android Cactus.
I want to play it already.
It looks heaps better than it sounds, I've got to tell you.
I love that name.
Yeah. So the spiel on it is, when you're running on battery, make every second count. Assault Android Cactus is an arcade-style twin-stick shooter set in a vivid sci-fi universe. Junior Constable Cactus is outside her pay grade when she responds to a distress call and ends up stranded on a crippled space freighter under attack by its own robot workers. Utilizing a draining battery mechanic in place of lives, Assault Android Cactus challenges you to think fast and keep the bullets flying, blending the gameplay of Western-style arena shooters with aspects of Japanese-style bullet hell as you charge headfirst through transforming stages, massive boss battles, and an eclectic cast of characters along the way to saving the day. It kind of reminds me of, you know, like a Rayman or something like that.
Yep.
Mixed with like Galaga, where you're just spinning around, just shooting bullets everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll probably get a look from me for a night.
Yep.
Looks like a bit of fun, probably a bit of a laugh. I wouldn't put it past much. I wouldn't put much more than that on it though.
Yep.
So we move on to the deals with gold. With my Xbox Live Gold. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is the standout here. I'm currently downloading it right now actually. This was brought out, I want to say 2015, and even like it's been on my radar since that time, but just never got around to doing anything about it or with it. It's $7.49, so I was straight on it. It's a game by EA. I don't know, did you ever see anything of it at all? Or I'm pretty sure Mirror's Edge is a franchise, I believe. This is the latest one.
They've been kicking out. They're very parkour driven.
Yeah,
It's one of, I think it was last gen. It was one of the first parkour kind of driven games.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed came along, and
everyone forgot about
from
it.
memory. So yeah, so you're kind of like a bit of a spy espionage thing. I can't remember if I actually ended up ever played a demo of the game. But yeah, I've never played any of the other entries, like main entries into the series.
Yeah.
For me, I think at the time it didn't trigger what I was interested in playing in a game.
Look, this,
I think it was
the
original one was very combat light.
Yeah.
It was focused more on finding your path, parkour style through a city.
Yeah.
To achieve missions, pick up intel, do this, a whole bunch of different quests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was extremely combat light, which at the time didn't interest me.
Yeah. No, it looks really good. The gameplay I've seen of it and the trailers. Again, it's always sort of been on my radar, but it was released at a time, at a let's say a very Destiny heavy time. It was released, right? So it never really went any further than, yeah, that looks cool. So definitely gonna have a look at it. Little spiel on that is: follow Faith, a daring free runner, as she fights for freedom in the City of Glass. What appears to be an elegant high-tech city on the outside has a terrible secret hidden within. Explore every corner, from the highest, beautifully lit rooftops to the dark and gritty tunnels below. The city is huge, free to roam, and Faith is at the center of it all. With a first-person perspective, combine a fluid movement and advanced combat with the city's surroundings to master the environment and uncover the conspiracy. To me, the gameplay, can you remember, was it Hardcore Henry? There was like a movie, which was pretty much shot in first-person perspective.
Yeah, it was Hardcore Henry was the movie. It was all it was filmed in FPS mode.
That is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Just the realism in it and like the movement and all that sort of thing. Like it looks extremely real. That definitely caught my attention with that. That's for sure. So I think at that price, it's, again, like with what did you go for that? A Mass Effect? Like that price, I couldn't say no.
Yeah, even just to check something out, $7 ain't that bad.
Yep.
That's a cup of coffee in a posh cafe. So
that's it. I just had one less bourbon, so I'm good. All right, man. So what do we got for news and updates?
All right, moving on. So as we touched on earlier, Season 5 has dropped for Fortnite.
Yep.
Lots of new shiny stuff in there. Lots of stuff I have no idea about. And I can't comment on new weapons because I barely know the old weapons. But I noticed that there's these things called rifts, and they seem to add a new dimension to how we're going to play the game. So basically, these rifts, I think you jump into them and they shoot you back up in the air, don't they?
Yep.
Well, that's what I observed. So probably handy in a gunfight.
So far, I've seen two ways to use them so far,
Mm.
and I'm sure there'll be many other different ways.
Yep.
It's really good to look. You got to be lucky enough to have them with you when you're in a gunfight. When you get, say, if you get caught in a gunfight and you want to disengage, really good way to do that. Another use I've seen for it is to outrun a storm.
Yep.
So
just like another jump pad.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, and bits of the maps have been changed out. Once again, I'm not that familiar with the old map, but I know it looks different now. There's a
Yep,
bit
so-
that all, instead of being green, all looks like dirt. Looks like a big go-kart track.
The ones I can think of straight up, Anarchy Acres has been swapped out for Lazy Links, which is a golf course.
Yep.
Paradise Palms has taken the place of Moisty Mire, which was the old Krusty Krab.
Yep.
So now it's like just a desert, essentially, almost like a desert resort sort of thing. Just trying to think sort of further down. I'm trying to remember if there was anything really further down on the map, but there's like a little dinosaur park.
Yep. They've added golf carts.
They've added golf carts, which has added like a really cool aspect to it. There's one more. The old sort of dirt bike track has now become what looks to be a go-kart track. So yeah, the golf carts add a really interesting aspect to it, and you can actually you can fit a whole squad on it. You can actually take a whole squad on the golf cart through a rift, and as long as it manages to stay upright, everyone will survive the fall. Everyone will survive the fall. You can boost them, so you can make them faster. They are faster than running. And if you sort of hold a drift on them, they sort of build up a charge. The second you let it go, it like charges you forward at a fairly rapid rate.
Kind of like how Crash Bandicoot racing used to work.
Yeah.
You used to have to drift to get speed boosts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they add a real cool aspect, and you can, if you got someone on the back of it, you can build as you drive away, which is hilarious to watch.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, lots of new things inside that.
A lot of new. I couldn't even keep up with the weapons that have been introduced. Like I really only got back into it the last week or so of season 4, just to try and get the season 4 grind done.
I think
which I managed to get.
SMG.
And there was
out.
there was a whole bunch of guns in it there that I had not seen. So
yeah. But as I said, they're all kind of the same to me. So
yeah.
My skill level's still in the basement, so it's just something I just try and get the crosshair on the other person and pull the trigger a bit.
That's it.
Obviously, for some other people, there's a lot of nuances and things, but not for me. All right. So as I said earlier, because I've got the battle pass, I'll probably spend a bit more time in Fortnite and become less of a pleb in it. Okay, we have Destiny 2. We have our July update has dropped as per their roadmap. This implements the Moments of Triumph, which is, for want of a better word, the record books that we've had in Destiny 1.
Yep.
Where you got to go do a whole bunch of stuff and tick off the boxes. And I think eventually, if you tick it all off, you get a code to get a discount on a T-shirt.
Is it the same kind of discount where it's like down from like $5 million,
$2 million down
to
$30 or whatever it is? Yeah, I think so. I actually haven't even updated my game yet, so I haven't even looked in there.
I haven't either.
There's a bunch of new catalysts up for grabs. I've read into a few discussions. The Sleeper Simulant now has a catalyst.
Yep.
And it's like, puts more in the clip and does something else which makes it disgusting.
Yeah, right.
And so pretty much you'd be assuming that most of the exotics that didn't have catalysts previously have now. They'll be out there in the wild.
Yep.
I'm not sure if there's any new exotics released. I can't remember. And probably what everyone's been waiting for is the prestige version of the raid layers have been dropped, and they've dropped and they've altered the mechanics on these instead of just being more grindy versions of what they had originally. they've done what they've called curated loadouts.
Yep.
So you go in there, like I think this week, for example, you have to have a primary. So pulse was your primary weapon, SMG was your secondary weapon, or energy weapon, sorry.
Yeah.
And then grenade launchers were your heavy weapon, and that's what you had to do the raid with.
Right. Okay.
So we've done our derp nights where we go in and we'll set up a goofy loadout just for shits and giggles. Well, this seems to be a weekly thing.
Now Bungie have done it for you.
Yeah, they haven't added any extra mechanics to the raid layer, like sort of like Callus. The raid layer is still the same thing. Everything's the same. Some of the enemies might be a little bit tougher because obviously it's a little bit higher light cap.
Yep.
But apart from that, everything else is the same. So they brought in this curated loadout mechanic to up the stakes, so to speak. And you look at that weapon type and you go, it'd be hard to build a very strong DPS combo out of that.
Yeah, right.
Like if you're going to go do either Worlds and you're going to go take out Argos, well, most people are using rocket launchers and trace rifles.
Yeah.
For damage, so Vigilance Wing
or even just autos,
that's your primary DPS weapon. It's like, well, it does mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be one phase before long.
Oh, exactly.
All right, and because of the prestige raid layer, the light cap has now moved to 400.
Yep.
And currently, the bits and pieces to get to 400 only exist within the raid layer. No other activity is gonna drop items that high. So if you never do a prestige raid layer, you'll never get that bump to go up. I'm assuming that once you get that piece of kit, the way the weird light mechanic works within the game is that all your other stuff starts dropping at a slightly higher level. You can edge your way up. But to make those step changes, you have to get gear out of the raid layers.
I can already hear the community screaming about that.
Well, he got 400 and I can't because I don't have a fire team. Yes. That's the voice I heard when I was there. So,
I love the voices in your head.
Yeah, there's lots of them. So just get over it, people. It's only a number.
That's it.
And probably about the only other thing happening around Destiny is that there's this little thing called Guardian Con that was on.
Thing, yeah. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. And in the lead up to it, they do a whole bunch of charity streams and everything else like that. And they raised about, give or take, just under $3 million for St. Jude's, which is a children's hospital over in America.
That is, they absolutely smashed their goal. I know the goal for it this year was 2 million.
Yeah, so like it's great to see that, and video gamers tend to get a bad rap because we're horrible people that want to go on murdering sprees and all this sort of shit. It's great to see when you can get these communities together and raise money and do great things for such a good cause.
Yeah.
So I think we
on
actually
the Guardian Con
streams
on the Guardian Con thing. I don't know if you remember, my plan this time last year was to get myself there.
Yeah.
It never happened. So here I am, stuck at work. Just absolute asshole of a job that I didn't want to be at. And all I'm seeing on every social media that you could have on your phone, right, is just photos from Guardian Con.
Yeah, or at everyone's come meet here for beers and ribs and shit like that, and you're like, no,
no,
I'm gonna delete Discord. Stop it.
So I was like a 4-year-old child. I was throwing tantrums like you would not believe. So thank you, everyone all three of you. If any of you went to Guardian Con, thank you so much for posting pictures and tagging me in them. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
I didn't want you to miss out. All right, moving on. In the Warframe world, there was a thing called TennoCon, which is obviously their version of their big community engagement thing. And they revealed what their plan for the game over the next 12 months. So there's another new open world area coming in. So obviously, Plains of Eidolon was a test case to see if the Warframe game system could work in an open world setting, and they're confident that it does. So this is set on Venus, and it's a Corpus themed one. So obviously, along with that comes new frames, mods, crafting systems, pets, fucking you name it, another 1,000 things
Yep.
to collect and grind for, and another new game mode, which is a co-op mode. So two people have to do this, and
Yep.
it's a space battle. So basically, you got to fly a spaceship. You got to basically scan an enemy ship,
Yep.
and start doing it. You can be boarded by the enemy factions, and you want your partner. Then once you get close enough, they can then board the enemy ship, and they got to go in and do like an espionage mission, find certain bits, and so
Yeah,
then
right.
these bits then highlight themselves on your ship's radar. So then you can take out the enemy ship's vulnerable parts.
Yep.
So yeah, it looked what I saw of it. It actually looked like a pretty good addition. Yeah, to the game. It's obviously you're not in a TIE fighter or an X-wing type game. It's more like capital ship combat. But yeah, just the way that the teamwork has to. The guy's got to get on board the enemy ship, and he's got to get in there, and he's got to scan some three or I can't remember how many parts of the ship, and it's weak points, and you blast them, and eventually once you get all three down, mission's over, and you're all good. And being able to be boarded by the enemy ship means that you disengage, like the bowl-mates on the other ship. You've got to disengage from flying the ship, put it in autopilot, and go clear out the bad guys. So you can't be blasting away at the enemy ship. So not a bad concept.
They've already got like a space battle concept that they've got. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly.
The Archwing.
That's the one. The Archwing.
So if you've got like the bolt-on wings that you
that's right.
frame.
Yeah, you pretty much
go through and do space-based missions.
Yeah. So little jetpack and you go do your thing. Yeah. That looked really cool. So to see another sort of game mode that's like just a completely different aspect to what you're used to in the game is really cool.
No, so I'm like, oh, geez, that's well, I'm never going to get there.
A little more
All right.
towards, yeah.
Okay, so we have Thieves DLC is on the way. It's called Cursed Sails, Cursed, depending how you pronounce it. I haven't seen too much, but I understand there's a new ship. Obviously, there'll be a new bad guy, and a bit of other stuff that comes along with those DLC drops. So, if you're still,
this is the most I've heard of it, to be honest. I know I got an email not long ago, sort of explaining a little bit of what's coming. I didn't read it. I probably should have, but I was way too busy, man. I saw it at work, and it's like, all right, I'll catch up with it a bit later, and I just never got around to it.
When the content's fresh, it's a fun Friday night game. You jump on with a bunch of dudes and go have a bit of fun, and then you put it away for a month. Like
I know there's people that are still sort of grinding every day to get that Pirate Legend status, which is unreal. I mean, I'm not even sure how old the game is now, but it's still taking that long, and people are playing it every day for it. You know what I mean? Like, so it is a fair grind to get all the way up, but yeah, I don't know. It's very stale content, really. Which is
quick.
Sad to see. Like, it's such a beautiful game. It's so well put together, but they just need something inside of that.
So, all right. Give us a 5, eh? Keep
You're right, mate.
Sea of Thieves.
All good.
And I'm back.
All good.
Girls, they only have clothes that you need 3 people to put on. You've noticed that when you go somewhere. Sidetrack here.
Yeah.
You go somewhere. Like I got wife and 2 girls. Every single bit of their clothing requires another human to help to put it on. Starting at the big girl right down to the little girl.
So, it's true.
And men put buttons on the front of their shirts. Women put buttons on the back of their clothes.
Yeah. Zippers on the back. Right?
Yeah, you can't reach it. What's the point?
Yeah. I was going to make a really sad crisscross reference, and I'll leave it alone.
No, don't go.
All right, so you left me hanging. There was nothing to talk about with
did I?
There's nothing at all to talk about with Sea of Thieves.
So you just talk about how fun it is to play when you're drunk with friends.
Yeah, that's all it is. You get together, you drink rum, but you try and be a pirate. Poke yourself in the eye.
Try and be serious for 5 minutes. Doesn't work.
Nah, then you just try and shoot everything.
Yeah. All right. So in the world of Overwatch, there's a new character coming out on the 24th of July. His name is Hammond the Wrecking Ball. He's basically a hamster in a big robotic ball. All right, so
I'm in.
I've seen
I'm in.
yeah, I've seen the
They got me back.
yeah, I've seen the PTS stuff for
Yep.
this, the public test server stuff. It looks like a fun character because it he starts out think DVA in the mech.
Yep.
So he run around. It's that mech thing where he's got the guns and he's bang banging, and then he can roll his robot up into a ball and roll into the enemy. And he has another mechanic where he can shoot out a little rope, and then he can become a wrecking ball, so he can swing off something,
Swing off
backwards
it.
and forwards.
That sounds mad.
So you just think there's so many like movement opportunities and other stuff in the game. He's obviously he's a very tanky class, and yeah, as I said, so what I've seen of it, it looks like it could be a fairly fun original type character to play. And a couple of balancing passes are being done to a couple of the other characters. Won't go into details, but yeah, just to obviously you get these things all the time within these games.
Yeah. The one thing I love about Overwatch is the fact that they're introducing these characters fairly regularly now. That and they're not breaking the game with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well, that's one thing Blizzard do well is the PTS stuff.
Yeah.
So before they release anything new or like any new class, they do it with Diablo as well. Is that in I think World of Warcraft, if I'm not mistaken, as well, they have an area they call the PTS, and everyone jumps in and tries to break the new stuff. And from from that PTS, then they do their tweaks, and when they go live, they're 95% certain that it's not going to destroy the game or the economies within the games.
Well, that's exactly how you try and break a game. You give it to the people that are going to break it.
No, I'm in engineering, and nobody can break anything like an end user.
Yeah.
I often tell, like when we're trying to troubleshoot things, and it's like, I need an operator or a driver to come down and break it for me, because I can't break it. I know how it's built. I know how it works. So I am going to unconsciously operate it within those guidelines. I need somebody who has no idea to come down and have a crack at it. Yeah. Because they're going to do things that I won't think of.
Yeah. We used to know a guy back in the like tournament paintball days, where the one and only Australian paintball gun manufacturer would literally give this guy a gun and go and break this.
Yep.
Bring it back to us when you have. And he would literally take it back to him in bits and go, it fucked up. and from there they'd know how to make it better. Which is exactly
a make like that.
Yeah,
he could beta test welding machine.
Yeah,
manufacturer. Yeah, that's a strong machine.
Yeah,
it's had 3 weeks service with him and hasn't caught fire.
Yeah, so that's definitely the way to do it. Give it to the people that are going to break it.
Yep.
If they can't, it's good to go.
So, no. Yeah. So as I said, they do that well. That's one thing. Hats off to Blizzard. They are very. But having said that, yes, they've also got massive communities and don't like getting kicked in the balls by the community. So
this is true.
I think they work with their communities to try and ensure that the best things are, what they're releasing is fair, balanced, and everything else like that.
Yep.
And also in the Overwatch world, they recently had a campaign drive for a breast cancer charity over in America.
Yep.
And in a 2-week campaign, selling a special Mercy skin, so there was a pink Mercy skin, and some t-shirts. Basically the community raised $12.7 million.
That is a massive number.
It's fucking huge. To put it in context, the charity that they were donating this to earns like $70 million a year. So that's close to 18 to 19% of their annual income has come in a 2-week period from the Overwatch community. So it's like crazy shit.
That's in a 2-week period. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on GuardianCon at all, but that runs for, is it a month?
Something like that.
Like as far as all the charity streams go. Like, I mean, I know it's still growing, and I know it's got a long way to go, and it's got the right people behind it pushing it. But like the differences there are just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's crazy. You think, mind blowing. And great work, everybody, for both of those.
Oh yeah,
things.
exactly. On both
and
parts.
The Overwatch thing. Those people give their time, money and their time up for these things. They're great human beings. And lastly, out there and about in the world of news, we'll jump back over into the Destiny world here again, and everyone's favorite hunter, Vanguard, Cade 6.
I can already see. I can see that smile forming. Stop it.
Yeah, my Zavala smile.
Stop it.
So there's been a fair bit of fluff out there this week that Nathan Fillion didn't do any voice work for Cade 6 in the Forsaken expansion. And this has pretty much been confirmed by Nathan and Bungie. Reasons citing that Nathan was busy with other projects at the time. So Mr. Nolan North has stepped in and done the voice work for Cade's curtain call performance. So yeah, interesting stuff there. We know that Nolan North is a very good voice actor, and this leads me to the next thing, because he did the voice work for Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series, which, funnily enough, Nathan Fillion just released a short fan film starring in the role of Nathan Drake. So just passing roles off to each other. Yeah, they're just sort of like, hey, are you going to do my thing?
Yeah,
and,
I'm busy here. Can you do this for me?
Yeah, I'm busy doing your stuff. So anybody hasn't seen that, I posted links up in my Discord. I'm pretty sure Static's got some in his Discord as well.
Yeah,
check it out. It's actually, if you've played the Uncharted games, it's a brilliant piece of... What's Sienna?
They're the kids. They're kids.
Oh yeah, that's my early riser.
Mine is still in bed.
Yeah, no, I've got the early riser. She's usually up about 5:30. She like me. So I think it's about a 3.5-4 minute section.
Yeah.
And if you love the Uncharted games, it was done perfectly. If Hollywood could make movies like this, we'd become TV addicts, you know?
Yeah.
So if anyone out there has ever sort of enjoyed anything close to Nathan Fillion's work in Firefly or played the Uncharted games, this is what an Uncharted movie should look like.
Yep.
So yeah, and for the future of Cade 6, it's very much up in the air.
Yep.
So yeah, Bungie have confirmed that Cade 6 is gone, but Nathan Fillion stated, but he's a guardian, they don't die, you know. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Yeah, Cade 7.
Cade 7.
Voiced by Pee Wee Herman. Okay, so I think that's about it for news and stuff out there. It's been rather quiet outside in the world of gaming.
Yep.
Mainly just
been rather quiet. I've had my head in the sand, not doing homework. So yeah.
A lot of the news out there is just release dates for upcoming titles.
Yep.
Stuff like that. There's no major swings and stuff. So with that, we'll jump over into the world of Q&A.
Questions.
So, okay, we got some questions from viewers, listeners. Was only one person this month, or this fortnight, and that's our good friend Black Rage.
Mrs. Bean.
Her first question is: I would like to know how you guys feel about the podcast now.
You want to go with that first?
Yeah. Not having time aside, I'm loving it. I enjoy it. I love covering the content we cover, having the discussions we have about stuff. I don't find them to be a chore. It's not like something that's a big grind. Just wish that real life would every now and then just give me a break, so we got time to do the things we love doing.
That's right. I'd like to be able to not be doing a cram session. I mean, it's true Static style anyway, just doing a cram session. Like literally this morning, like the hour before the podcast started. Because I don't like sleep. But no, I'm really really doing it. I'm feeling that we're finding our feet with it as well.
Yep. Yeah, it's less forced.
I do listen to each one, but I don't go back and listen to them. So as they come out, I want to listen to make sure the audio is good and all that sort of thing. If there's anything I need to tighten up for the next one, I get into that. But apart from that, I don't go back. So if I was to go back and listen to our first one now, it'd be so rigid. So, just yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to handle listening to it. So I think we've kind of found our feet there. The conversations flow a lot better, rather than just trying to hit the marks and hit what we've written down. We're discussing it more. So. But yeah,
sidetracking completely on weird stuff. So
yeah, then we don't mind doing it. So where before it was just we were trying to stay very regimented and stay on schedule with it and on track with it. We kind of realised we don't need to do that. We can go off on the tangents and do whatever else, and just look back at the notes and go, all right, this is where we need to be now. So, and we kind of worked that pretty well. So
yeah,
I feel anyway.
The content, the format. It's what works, as I said, like Static said, I go back and I listen to them, but only the previous episode, so this will come out today. I'll listen to it probably Sunday or Monday, and have a few cringe moments, so don't do that again, you knob, or that worked well. And obviously there's sections that, since the beginning we've probably dropped out that just didn't click, and you bring new things in that, you got to constantly keep trying new stuff. And as I said, it's a conversation about video games, so it doesn't have to be hard work.
That's it.
Okay, so her next question. I would also like to know what game, if any, you would class as a guilty pleasure and why. So,
I don't know.
This is that game that you secretly play off stream, and that you don't want anyone knowing that you play.
My game time is my stream time, so everything that you see me play is what I play. Like if I do get a chance here and there, I try and do a bit more of the Fortnite tier grind or challenges throughout the week or anything like that.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, for me, my guilty pleasure is the Dynasty Warrior games.
Yeah, right, okay.
Those not open world, but those big open map Muso type games.
Yeah.
They're not fun to watch, but they're just fun to play. They're just a big brainless button mash.
Yeah.
So if I had a guilty pleasure that I'm going to go, I'm not going to stream that because it's going to make shit viewing. But it's something that I enjoy playing. It'd probably be like a game like that. So I think I got one same format. It's One Piece, that manga about the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yep.
It's exactly. It's a Muso battle style game, but it's got all those characters in there, and I sit there and geek out on it. So I wouldn't stream it because it's not actually fun to watch.
Let me run this by you. If you were to be playing that in stream and I was to come by, let's put ourselves back in. Was it the Nio days when you were playing that? Let's put ourselves back in that position. How much could you geek out on that? Because I remember being in chat, just kind of baiting conversation out of you. How much conversation could you have about that to someone in chat that doesn't know anything?
I could talk a lot about, like, as I said, because I watched a fair bunch of the manga that was released.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it. It was like, generally it was back in my earlier days when I was still studying and working.
Yeah.
I'd finish an afternoon shift and I'd get home and it was on Cartoon Network.
Yep.
So, I'd just sit there and you'd just, veg out to it. And there's just something about that series that's clicked with me, the little rubber boy that never gave up. So I probably could, just jabber on about the characters and what I like and dislike about them for a very long time. But visually, it's just one of those games that it's just not. It's a very grindy button mashy. So it's the same thing over and over and over and over again.
I'm gonna put a challenge to you that you do that. Try that for a week.
For a week.
For a week.
I don't know if I can play that game for a week.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, let's sit it in like in rotation for a week.
Yep.
All right. And see what comes of it.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Good stuff.
All right, so yeah, come and hang shit on me for playing One Piece.
All right, now that we've got that out of the way, I'll go back and I'll say that I do have a guilty pleasure. It's Pokemon. Whether it be playing the actual
mobile platform.
Well, I do Pokemon Go. I originally started playing it because my daughter was getting into Pokemon, so I thought this would be really cool. We can play this together. A lot of my mates at the time got into it, and they put me onto it. And I went, oh, this is cool. You know, like, my daughter's just getting into it, so she'd really like this. We can play together. We can walk around together. Since then, she's got her own account, so she goes and plays it by herself, and I go play it by myself now. So that fell on its face. But we also play the card game together, and I've just found the online trading card game where you actually, when you buy cards, when you buy a pack of like booster pack of cards, you get a code, so you can add more cards to your decks that way. So it's pretty Pokemon mad in his house actually. So
no, I remember back when Pokemon Go was a thing. True story here. There was one that looks like a little cloud.
Yep.
And because the Pokemon Go app, it's all like AR. So I was showing the kids, look, it's over there. Use the phone to see it.
Yep.
And then we catch a little ball thing. And there's this one that looks like a cloud. So anyway, we're in my youngest daughter's room, and I dropped my guts. And she's like, "Dad, you stink." I said, "It's not me. It's that one there. Look, it's a cloud. It's like a little fluff."
little fart cloud.
So from then on, there's always the stinky Pokemon. I could bribe you to do things. You better do your chores, otherwise I'll let that stinky Pokemon go in your bedroom.
Oh, yuck.
Dad of the year, I know.
Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it.
I couldn't even man up to my own fart. I had to bloody blame Pokemon.
Blame a pixel. Blame pixels for your farts. At least blame the dog, man. Come on.
Nah, the dogs are in the other room. All right. And
there you go, Black
finally,
Range.
she would like to know what we're both wearing and what you had for breakfast.
Well, it's 2 minutes to 7. I've been up since, let's say, I had a sick day yesterday. I was fighting a massive migraine the night before, so I've been up since 10 a.m. yesterday. I haven't had breakfast.
Oh, dear me.
Currently wearing an extremely stylish and not even a little bit nerdy Transformers hoodie with the Autobots and Decepticons logo all over it. Some tattoo paraphernalia shirt, my Reaper hat, and that's it. I don't wear anything from the waist down.
Too much info, thanks. Me, I'm still on my jammies. And breakfast is coming when I finish here. It'll be bacon and eggs.
Yeah, that's a go. So I don't know what I'm eating.
Meat and eggs. That's my breakfast.
Yep.
So, I think, yeah. So yeah, as I said, yeah. That's my ET pajamas too. If you're really interested in what type, yeah. I'm a cool guy. Just ask my mum. Alrighty. Yeah, we travel on for time.
Yeah, we're going good.
Okay, so discussion point. So this week we've done I've done a solo cast on this before, but given that we've had a fair bit of interference in our podcasting schedule and streaming schedules of late, it might be not a bad thing to chat about. So basically, the trying to balance stream game time with a healthy work and or lifestyle. And that's fitting your family in and everything else as well. As I said, it's something that the struggle is real if you do what we do.
Yep.
So you've just kind of been through that phase where you had a bit of a burnout, you had to step back and come back.
It wasn't even so much a burnout. It's just, I had to sort of step away because I was just making, everything that I was doing was rushed, and it just wasn't as good as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take the time off again, reconnect with the family, all that sort of thing. It's extremely important. Like my wife, she's very, very supportive of what I do, and when I'm streaming, she's working. So we're both very close to each other. She's not even 5 meters away from me when I'm streaming. Likewise, I'm not even 5 5 meters away from her when she's working, but it's sort of, we don't get that time together. But we literally get a rushed 10 to 20 minute conversation right before we go to bed, and it's the whole time it's like, I've got to get to sleep, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
that's definitely one of those things that can catch up on anyone, especially, like I'm very fortunate that she is so supportive, and we work together well like that. But definitely sort of giving her that time as well is it's needed every now and then.
Yeah. So anyone knows me, I did a solid, but I have fairly well defined boundaries and rules. How my work, my family, and my game life coexist, and it's the only way that I've found to be able to keep it all in some sort of balance.
Yep.
So like, I basically don't game or anything while my kids are awake. Basically, that's their time.
Yep.
With work, I manage a service department, so work can interfere. I do have fixed hours of work, but it also then can get blurry when there's breakdowns, issues, they require me, etc. So it sometimes can be a greedy goblin and try and eat into other areas. And then obviously we've got families, we have wives, we've got relationships you've got to maintain there, and we've got children that we want to raise and be good fathers for. So I kind of break my day up into, okay, I get up in the morning. I've started a training regime now for fitness and health.
Yep.
So that starts at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm out of bed at 4:30. 5:30 I'm there. At work by 7. I finish work at 4. And that time, say between 4 and 7:30, is sacred family time. So I'm not going to be coming home, jumping on the console and grinding out for 3 hours a game and waiting for tea to be cooked. Yep. I'm going to be with my children, helping them homework. I'm going to be cooking the meals, going outside doing the chores. We're going to be doing things together.
Yeah.
And then after 8:30, 9 o'clock, the kids are in bed. It's my time. So then on the weekends, you'll see I generally disappear virtually off the face of the planet. And that's the time that I take out and me and my wife reconnect. The weeks are hectic. We've got school, we've got gym classes, we got this, we got that. So we're all over the place during the week. And so we make sure that on the weekends we have that time where we can reconnect. We can watch a movie, we can watch a TV show, we can read a book or whatever. Like you said, just having that time to stop and connect with each other as humans again.
Yep.
Not just mum and dad. It's crucial to your relationship.
Absolutely.
So for me, this is why the whole streaming thing is probably never gonna progress much past a hobby, because something has to sacrifice if I want to push it to that next level.
That's right.
And for me, if it's work, well, work is our primary income, my employment. So I don't really want to eat into that. And for me, family time, I can't sacrifice that. That's unsacrificable. So as I said, I'll probably stay in my little hobby streamer world.
No, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Probably I should probably fall back into something closer to that. But like I said, I just I don't know. Once my mind's on something, it's balls to the wall.
Well, it's hard to fixate, eh? Yeah. It's hard not to fixate. Sorry.
Yeah.
And as I said, you discuss this with your wife and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, well, don't like the term, but the date night thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we just have one night a week where we go and be, go be two silly adults together,
Yeah.
As I said, I found that it works for me. There's ups and downs, and there's bits you gotta manage, but that's life.
Yep.
But yeah, as I said, and that way, as I said, I don't cut my family out and they just become strangers living in the house while I disappear into a world of video games, which is very easy to do.
Very easy.
Yeah. They make these things pretty addictive nowadays. But and on the other hand, that I still have that time to disconnect and go do something that I enjoy, because it's good for my own physical, mental well-being as well. If you're always switched on to work, or you'd never disconnect properly, you mentally will struggle with things.
Yep.
You just get worn down, and then other things happen, and you don't end up in a good place. So I found like the way I've got it structured, I get that disconnect. I get to do my selfish things. I get to do things that I enjoy as myself, and that makes me turn up and perform better at my job and my family. So it's like a little trinity.
Yep.
So, all right. So I could geek on that stuff for hours too. If anyone who's ever been in my Discord, they know
I've seen it. Man, it's hard to keep up with. I got to tell you.
Yeah,
that's good though. It's good. It's very active.
It's an area that it's an area that I spend a lot of time working on and living inside, because I want to be, ultimately I just want to be the best version of me. So I'm always trying to tweak and experiment and try. As I said, it's something I could just, it's a rabbit hole for me.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No.
All good.
No, we're good. Right. We're good, I think.
Let's slam the door, because bacon and eggs is calling. I don't know about you, man, but I'm freaking hungry.
I'm hungry, man.
I'm a guy that eats breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's 2 hours been past.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start chewing on the desk.
Cool.
So, what games are we looking to be playing in the... for me, I'm going to finish off Last of Us and continue my Warframe and Fortnite grinds.
Yep.
And maybe suss out some D2 moments of triumph stuff. And somewhere in there, I've got to try and fit Mass Effect in there as well, somewhere. So it probably won't happen. Not until Last of Us goes off there. Once I've finished Last of Us, probably shuffle Mass Effect up where that was.
Yep.
And I've also got to fit One Piece in there now, by the sounds of it.
Yep. Well, yep. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, for the foreseeable future, I don't think I'll be looking at Destiny 2. I think once Forsaken comes in, I'll get into it then. It's not that I don't like the game. Same as before. I'm not even really burnt out on it. I don't. There's still a lot I've got to do in it. I just don't feel the need to do it. So it's not really catching me at the moment. Now when I do play it, I enjoy it, but I want to keep it that way. So it's off the list for a little while.
Yeah, it's a lot of reason why I just drop it back to, like, for me, I have my raid nights, and I really enjoy that. And then, as I said, if I've already played it 3 or 4 times during the week leading up to that, I actually don't enjoy it that night as much. So it's like I almost starve myself of it. So it's like when I get it, it's like, So I get where you're coming from. It's there's so many good fucking games out there.
There's so many
that you feel like if you're just playing the same game every single night of the week, it's like, and then you're like, what am I doing this? There's so much else out there to go and explore and everything else like that. So I hear you. I'll have a look at the moments, but I'm not going to be committing 4 or 5 nights a week to it.
So I've still got Heavy Rain to play through. I plan to play through the whole thing. Mirror's Edge Catalyst now, and a sneaky little hint of Abe's Odyssey.
Ooh.
Which I didn't say, but it's on Game Pass at the moment also.
Nice.
So that's a little cheeky one there. It's just a bit of a throwback. I'm pretty excited for that one. Yeah. And Spider-Man.
You're not allowed to fart.
Not allowed to fart.
Not allowed to do that.
Stop me. I'll bring a little cloud around with me. And Spider-Man is on pre-order, so.
Nice stuff.
It's there's a lot. Plus all the racing games and all that sort of gear. We got a lot coming on, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's there's so much out there. It's hard to actually pin yourself. I'm only going to play this game next 2 weeks. It's like,
I've been trying to set myself a schedule again, and do you know how hard it is to do now?
The only schedule I do is time.
That's all I can do. That's all I can do.
I'll be here at these times, and I'll be playing whatever the hell I feel like on that day. So
the one thing I've really been enjoying doing is sort of playing for a little bit, playing up to a point and then going, all right, this is getting a little bit stale, or it's just sort of a little bit of the same now. So all right, let's change it up, sort of midstream or whatever, and just jump into another one. And so far I found it's gone pretty well. I've had viewers sort of in both games that I'll be playing in stream, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like we always say, if we're not having fun, the viewers aren't having fun.
Exactly.
So we gotta keep it. Got to go to our happy place.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Whereabouts can we find you out and about on the internet?
So you can find me Static Oz on Twitter, Instagram, Mixer. That's the big one. That's where I'm at most of the time. PSN and Static Oz Gamer on the Xbox Live. What about yourself, dude?
Me, Dawn of the Dan out there. I'm on the Twitters, Instagrams, and Mixer, and yeah. And people out there, if you want to ask us questions, want us to cover a certain topic of interest to you, or whatever else like that, hit us up on our Discords, hit us up on our Twitters, hit us up on our streams. We'll get it in the podcast and do our best to try and do some justice to it and answer your questions.
Yeah, you can also hit us up on our email, which is twoleftthumbspod@gmail.com. Be the first one. Be the first one ever to contact us on our email.
Didn't we get that?
I dare you. Hey? Nope.
Didn't we get that spam bot that was asking us if we want to be millionaires?
No, we're not even that lucky yet.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Jeez. Nobody loves us.
No, nobody. So all three of you, race to be the first one in. All right, let's get out of here, man.
With that, love yous all. Good catching up with you again, Static. It's been a while. And,
it has.
Yeah, and till next time. See yous.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.